Good morning everyone. Today I will be discussing the characteristics of Streptococcus, a species of facultative anaerobic organism or obligate anaerobe. I will be exploring the morphology, classification, and hemolytic properties of this group of organisms. Let's begin. Streptococcus is a family of facultative anaerobic organisms found in pairs or chains. These organisms are typically spherical to ovoid in shape, gram-positive, catalase-negative, and non-motile. More than 20 species are found in this genus. Its incomplete cell division results in pairs or chains. Viridans group of Streptococcus consists of 3 species, S. mitis, S. mutans, and S. pneumoniae. Primarily found in the respiratory tract, they appear as short chains. S. mutans is known to come in alpha, gamma, and very rarely in beta-hemolytic strains.
Streptococci are bacteria that can be discovered in various settings and lead to different sicknesses. The hemolytic effect is what separates them into alpha-hemolysis, beta-hemolysis, and gamma-hemolysis. They are commonly seen as the main cause of eye infections, and the majority respond to beta-lactam family of antibiotics. S. mutans and S. sobrinas are the main strains found in humans, mostly present in the oral cavity. Streptococci are an important group of round-shaped bacteria, visible under a microscope. With the Gram staining technique, they appear purple. Without the ability to move or form spores, they can be beneficial in medical research. By understanding their morphology, we can gain insight into their functions. Rap music has evolved over the years, with its contents reflecting the changes in the times. Streptococcus is a bacterium which can be detected after a period of incubation on blood agar. It typically appears grayish-white, smooth, glossy, and translucent. Alpha-hemolysis, seen as a green zone around the colony, is one of the possible characteristics. Keeping up with the changes, rap music has adapted as well to remain relevant to its listeners. Streptococcus is a genus of bacteria which are classified based on their hemolytic properties. Alpha-hemolytic species cause oxidization that gives red blood cells a greenish color on blood agar, while beta-hemolytic species cause complete rupture and appear as clear areas surrounding bacterial colonies. Gamma-hemolytic species don't cause any hemolysis. Knowing and recognizing these properties may help to distinguish the various species of Streptococcus. The Streptococcus genus holds a variety of species, including alpha-hemolytic. When grown on blood agar, these organisms exhibit a greening of the agar around the colony, due to the action of hemoglobinase, an enzyme that breaks down hemoglobin. As the cell membranes of red blood cells remain intact, the conversion of hemoglobin to biliverdin gives the greenish hue. 2 common species of Streptococcus showing alpha-hemolysis are Streptococcus pneumoniae and Streptococcus viridans, which are typically found in the oral cavity. Streptococcus pneumococci is an incredibly common and dangerous bacteria, being one of the leading causes of pneumonia, middle ear infections, sinus infections, meningitis and peritonitis. Prevention can be achieved through vaccination against this bacterial strain and good hygiene practices. Viridans group of Streptococci are part of the community of bacteria that live on the human body. They are set apart from other Streptococci by their ability to develop a green discoloration on alpha-hemolytic blood agar plates. This grouping is broken down into 2 main classes: alpha-hemolytic and non-hemolytic. Streptococcus is a type of bacteria known for its beta-hemolytic characteristics, caused by the exotoxin streptolysin. This exotoxin leads to complete lysis of red blood cells, observed as an area around and under the colony that is lightened and appears yellow and transparent. Streptolysin O is a toxin produced by group of Streptococci, binding to cholesterol molecules in the cell membrane of eukaryotic cells and resulting in cell destruction. Notably, red and white blood cells, macrophages and platelets are affected, and this destruction is evident in the form of beta-hemolysis under the surface of blood agar. Slide provides an overview of Group A Streptococcus and the infections it may cause. Group A Streptococcus is the causative agent of non-invasive and invasive infections, such as strep throat, Impetigo, and Scarlet Fever, though this has become less frequent in recent years. Rapid strep test or culture is used to diagnose gas infection. GBS, or Group B Streptococcus, is a bacterium that can lead to severe health issues. It is the source of pneumonia and meningitis in newborns and the elderly, along with systemic bacteremia. Notably, GBS is the most prevalent cause of meningitis in babies aged 1 month to 3 months. It is paramount to stay alert to the danger of severe infections related to GBS. S. equi is a strain of Streptococcus that can cause strangles in horses, while S. zooepidemicus is a descendant of the ancestral S. zooepidemicus and can cause infections in various mammal species, including horses and cattle. This group of bacteria can lead to severe infections and death in the worst of cases, so one must take care to protect oneself and any livestock they might have. Enterococci, formerly identified as Group D Streptococci, are a widely varied group of bacteria found in the environment. Of significance to researchers and healthcare professionals is E. faecalis, E. faecium, E. durans, and E. avium, which are resistant to many antibiotics and can cause infections in humans and animals. It is essential to understand the distinctions between these organisms, including their capability to create alpha or beta hemolysis. Streptococcus is a genus of gram-positive bacteria belonging to the Streptococci family. It encompasses several major human pathogens, such as Streptococcus pyogenes, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Streptococcus agalactiae, Streptococcus mutans, and Streptococcus salivarius. The non-enterococcal Group D strains include Streptococcus galliticus, Streptococcus bovis, Streptococcus equinus, and Streptococcus suis. These bacteria are primarily gram-positive and can be cocci or short rods. They are mostly found in the respiratory system, genitourinary system, and the gastrointestinal system. Group F Streptococci are relatively common bacteria which can be found in the human throat or other areas of the body. These bacteria can cause minor illnesses but can also enter the bloodstream and cause serious infections. Fever is often a symptom, alongside shock, organ failure, and other serious effects. Therefore, it is important to recognize and treat Group F Streptococci in order to prevent health risks. I'd like to talk about Group G Streptococci. These Streptococci are usually beta-hemolytic, and the predominant subspecies encountered is Streptococcus dysgalactiae subsp. Canis. This microorganism is commonly found on humans, but also on animals. Another GGS subspecies, Streptococcus fauci, has been found in marine mammals and fish, and is mostly associated with meningoencephalitis, sepsis, and endocarditis, as well as many other pathologies. Understanding the characteristics of Group G Streptococci is essential to prevent and treat a variety of medical conditions. If you suspect a Streptococcus infection in your pet, it is important to seek medical advice. Streptococcus is a group of gram-positive, anaerobic bacteria found commonly in the gastrointestinal tract. Group H Streptococci, specifically, are known to cause infections in medium-sized canines, as well as other organisms. Symptoms of Streptococcus typically include fever, malaise, and abdominal pain. Treatment may include antibiotics, fluids, and rest. Streptococcus is a group of bacteria that can cause a wide array of illnesses, ranging from mild to severe. Symptoms can include sore throat, rash, fever, headaches, and abdominal pain. In extreme cases, it can even lead to complications such as rheumatic fever, pneumonia, and sepsis. Treatment with antibiotics is possible if caught early, but some strains may be resistant. It is important to be aware of the symptoms to reduce the risk of infection, as Streptococcus is highly contagious and can be spread through contact with an infected person. Streptococci infections are a common occurrence in humans, especially in the form of streptococcal pharyngitis. Signs of the infection include a sore throat accompanied by redness and swelling in the throat, as well as a yellowish or whitish pus covering the tonsils. To combat the infection, antibiotics are usually prescribed, as well as rest and fluids. Streptococcus is a type of bacteria commonly found in the nose, throat, and surrounding skin. Impetigo is one infection caused by this bacteria and presents as clusters of vesic-opustular or bullous lesions on the face and extremities, which can rupture and form a honey-colored crust. Treatment of impetigo is typically done with a topical antibiotic ointment, but may require antibiotics by mouth if more severe. Scarlet fever is caused by a group of bacteria known as Streptococcus. Symptoms of this bacterial infection include fever, sore throat, and swollen glands, as well as a red, sandpaper-like rash that initially appears on the chest and abdomen before spreading to other parts of the body. This rash can last from 2 to 5 days and resolve on its own without treatment. Early recognition and treatment with antibiotics are important to manage symptoms, prevent complications such as pneumonia and rheumatic fever, and help stop the spread of infection to others. Erysipelas is an infection of the skin caused by the bacteria Streptococcus. Characterized by a raised, shiny and very tender plaque-like lesion with a distinct margin, its common symptoms may include fever, fatigue, skin discoloration, and pain. It can occur anywhere on the body, but is most commonly found on the face. Treatment typically involves antibiotics and bed rest. If you think you are suffering from this infection, seek medical attention. The photo presented here demonstrates common clinical signs of Streptococcal cellulitis, including redness and swelling of the lower leg and the line of redness extending up the thigh due to the lymphangitis. For tracking any changes in the condition, the clinician marked borders of the cellulitis with a pen. Treatment of streptococcal cellulitis involves antibiotics and close monitoring of symptoms. The photo displays the destructive consequences of a Streptococcus of Group A infection. It has gone underneath the skin and into the muscles, causing necrosis. In this situation, the lower back is the area that has been subjected to harm, and if timely help isn't given, the condition can be fatal. We hope we have been able to provide you with a comprehensive overview of this important bacteria. We would like to thank you all again for taking the time to learn more about Streptococcus. We appreciate your interest and your attention.